Hello, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be reading some Kamijirou fanfiction. There's no further explanation. Nikki asked me to read it, and I said, why the f not? Because if Bakugo can get through reading Bakudeku fanfiction, I'm sure I can get through Kamijirou without wanting to slam my head in a wall. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new, you can subscribe and click the bell. That way every single time Nikki and Vanessa post a new video, you'll get notified. They post on Tuesdays and Fridays on here, and every other Sunday on Patreon, tier 4, which are podcasts. You can also check out all the other tiers of Patreon. They do have different benefits and different things that are going on over there. A lot of them do have behind this, actually all of them have behind the scenes. So you can check that out if you want to be, you know, get a little early access, a little up to date to everything that's going on the YouTube channel, on Twitch, and everything like that. So the fanfictions we will always be reading are on Archive of Our Own. They will always be on there, and if they're not, then we will specifically specify that they're not on there. Archive of Our Own is our favorite place to read fanfiction, and it just seems to have the most variety there. So you can also check out the fanfictions that Nikki wrote. They're linked down below if you want to check those out. Moonlight, so that's on Archive of Our Own. And oh, you can also check out merch and other things like that. You can follow A Cause and Cause or Kavali with a Cause to get updates about the charity streams and other really important causes that they'll be working on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you want me reading more fanfictions, then please feel free to thumbs it up, and I will come back and read Kamijirou fanfics, maybe Jirou fanfics, whatever. Kaminari specifically requested I read Kamijirou because I think he's hoping I'll fall in love with him. So we actually found one. We've read a similar, not a similar, but a kind of sort of similar dynamic, actually by the same author previously. Nikki read it last year around November, and it's by orphan_account oil paints, or oil paints orphan account. It's actually the 5 times that Kaminari and Jirou go on dates and the 1 time they realize it. There was a similar one where it's the 5 times that Kaminari spends the night. So it's called Love Songs Start to Make Sense. The summary is 5 times Jirou and Kaminari go on dates and the 1 time they finally realize it. I'm also still using the iPad because my phone is dead because Kaminari was playing Fruit Ninja. You're playing it wrong. Kaminari sighs and leans his head back into the wall with a loud thunk. Teach me how then, he says, shifting around on the bed, sheets rustling and their knees knocking, skin pressing against skin. Oh, period. I don't get the strumming pattern. Jirou sighs in a very put upon manner. She takes the guitar from him anyway. Here, she says, fingers moving to the chords without much thought, easy as breathing. If you do it like this, her fingers dance along the chords, swift and sure. It sounds much better and less choppy, right? Kaminari blinks, running his hands through his hair and tugging on the golden strands. Oh, is this gonna get dirty? Kaminari blinks, running his hands through his hair and tugging on the golden strands. He's biting his lip, raw and red, and her heart thuds in her chest, like fingers stumbling over strings. It's off key and it makes her uneasy. He says, and his throat bobs as he swallows. Jirou sighs again, and her eyes gentler this time, handing the guitar back to him. Want me to sing while you play? She offers, lips quirking at the corners. It'll help you concentrate at least. He stares at her, disbelief between the furrow of his brows. You're kidding me, he says with a breathy laugh, collapsing onto her bed and sending their ankles knocking. Jirou stares at him in confusion. He pops one eye open. Your voice is really nice, how do you expect me to focus? She flushes red all the way to her ears, slapping his legs. Figure it out on your own, she says, voice strangling as she leans back with a huff. I'll sing slow, she says quieter. It's fine if you up, I'll fix it. Kaminari grins at her and stares stubbornly ahead. He sighs playfully and then starts to strum. That's cute. He's trying to woo me by complimenting me. It's working. Number 2. And then he fell into the trash can, Kaminari is saying, grinning around his burger as Jirou collapses into hysterics across from him. Man, you should see Kirishima's flirting attempts. They're hilarious. Jirou rests her head on her palm, eyes perking up at the corners. I guess romance isn't his forte. He steals one of her fries, pointing it at her like a sword. That pun was clever, he says, winking as he pops it into his mouth, trying not to chuckle. Steal more of my food and you'll be in trouble, she says, swinging her legs around, grinning. Kaminari breaks into a fit of laughter, doubling over and clutching his stomach. Jirou smiles and listens, watching the way his eyes curve and how his right cheek dimples. They're sitting on one of the high tables. The chair cushions cracked but comfortable. The hanging lights dangle dangerously low and send spots of color spinning around the room. She snatches one of his onion rings while he's distracted, nibbling on the edges. Nobody appreciates good puns these days. Try hanging out with Bakugo, Kaminari says, pouting. He never appreciates my jokes. Oh, baby, Jirou coos, teasing. He sticks his tongue out at her and knocks their ankles together under this table, insinuating a whole fight involving jostling legs and giggles. Her heart snaps like a fizzy cola. Anyway, around Bakugo, jokes tend to fall flat. One time I made an exploding pun and I swear I saw his veins popping. Kaminari chuckles, stealing another handful of fries, and bats her away. Ah yes, he carries on, dodging her hands. I haven't exchanged puns or eaten out with anyone since we moved into the dorms. This is romantic. What can I say? Jirou smirks. I'm good company. Damn right. Kaminari smiles again, and she feels it. There's something about Kaminari that screams summer. It makes you feel the sticky sweet heat of it beneath your shirt. When he announced that he was going to grab a bite, she decided to tag along for a reason other than the promise of junk food. I guess you're tolerable too, she adds, begrudgingly kicking him under the table. Big compliment coming from you, he teases. She rolls her eyes and picks up a tissue, wiping her oil-slick fingers. He takes another wad and reaches over. Come here, she murmurs, swallowing. You have a mustard stain by the corner of your lips, and it's bothering me. Kaminari blinks dumbly and leans over. His eyes are big and bright under the lights, and Jirou grits her teeth and doesn't stare at his mouth as she wipes hastily along the side. The knuckle of her thumb brushing his lips as she does so. His mouth is sticky with chapstick. She crumbles the tissue into a ball. Kaminari, unbothered, prattles away. Thanks, he says distractedly, before talking about whatever comes to mind as he usually does. So anyway, you know there's a food thief in the dorms, he says, brandishing a french fry at her. And you know how the fucker stole my candy bars, right? It was me. Don't have good candy bars and don't leave them in the kitchen. Jirou hums, watching his gesture wildly with his hands, nearly knocking the lights off the ceiling. Her cheeks are warm against her palm. Went down last night to do some investigation, and guess what? Kaminari stares at her, so expectant and wide that she can vividly imagine him sparkling. She tilts her head. What? Well, he says, dropping his voice into a whisper, glancing around. I heard choking noises and went over to investigate, and I didn't catch the perpetrator, but I did see Bakugo's curry on the table. You know, the one, right? Spicy as hell? They got their asses handed to them. She laughs in her palm, shoulders shaking. I'm glad. I got my dark chocolate stolen and I want revenge. Ew, dark chocolate? Kaminari. Kaminari smiles crookedly before hopping off his chair. Ah, be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom. Give me a minute. Jirou grins and waves him off as she turns over to look out the window. She sees the crescent moon hanging in the sky, and all it does is remind her of Kaminari's smile. That's cute, but I'm gonna vomit. Thanks for coming, Jirou, Kaminari says as she enters the common room with a blanket thrown over her shoulders. He's on the floor, trying to figure out the television. CDs scattered around him. Nobody else wanted to join me. Jirou knocks him gently on the head. Nobody likes your shitty sci-fi movies, Pikachu. I'm here for the pizza. Ouch, he says, too preoccupied with picking out a film to be dramatic. Hey, if you hate my movie taste so much, then pick your own. Jirou flushes. I'm not fond of scary stuff, she says with her teeth, trying not to be embarrassed. Aw, cute, Kaminari teases. She sticks her tongue out at him. Okay, how about a rom-com instead? What? She says. It's a compromise, Kaminari insists, throwing his hands in the air. And that's how they wind up on the couch, sharing a blanket. Kaminari is leaning on one end of the couch, legs on her lap. She tried to push them off several times now, but it's not working, sleepily making witty comments about the film. The girl in the movie was walking through the rain now, monologuing loudly about love being as fleeting as raindrops or some shit. Her love interest comes strolling down the street and Kaminari hollers loudly. 100 yen says that they make out in the rain, he says. 200 yen says they'll share an umbrella. Kaminari tilts his head, the light of the television screen softening his face around the edges. You a romantic at heart, he says, almost teasing, but not quite. His smile is lopsided, but there's something sincere about him, glowing around the edges. Jirou huffs and turns away. Cheeks heating up? Fuck no. Keep lying, sis. Kaminari hums, nibbling on his pizza, and they lapse back into silence. Jirou's eyes on the table. You want the last slice? Called it. I knew you were romantic. Jirou stares at him. What? Dude, he says, already reaching for the pizza. You have to really love someone to let them have the last pizza slice. That's romance right there. What the hell? Jirou's shoulders tremble and then she bursts into laughter. You got me there. She manages. I take it back. I want it. No can do. You gave it to me as an act of love. No take backs. Jirou snorts. Can I at least have the crust? Kaminari squints at her. I guess. He says, dramatically tearing off the piece. We can share. I get the bigger half though. She chuckles again and takes her half. The movie plays on despite being ignored. She had her doubts earlier, but rom-coms are usually kind of cute. Not that she'd ever tell Kaminari. Damn him. She tears off a piece of the crust and smiles. The soundtrack is nice at least, she admits grudgingly, and Kaminari beams. Number 4. This is actually kind of cute. I would kick Kaminari in the face. I can't believe you were stupid enough not to bring an umbrella. Dear. Oh! Okay, so this is a rom-com, period. Things like this don't happen in real life, you know? In real life, you settle. I can't believe you were stupid enough not to bring an umbrella, Jirou says, popping hers closed after they shared. She shakes the rainwater off and droplets off and drops it onto the basket with the rest. Kaminari smiles sheepishly, running his fingers through his slightly damp hair. The water slides of his fringe in droplets. Sorry, he says. I was too excited and forgot to check the forecast. You've been talking about the music store for a while now. I'm psyched. Jirou rolls her eyes, but it lacks any spite. For more fondly amused than anything, if the quirk in her lips had anything to say. The store was small but lively, walls painted violet. Behind the windows, CDs and guitars are displayed in gleaming rows. Jirou's eyes wander to the flashing open sign and pushes the door open, Kaminari strolling in after her. The music is this way, she says, jerking a thumb to the left. The instruments are on the other side. Whoa, Kaminari gasps, eyes going starry at the sight of all the music. This is just like every single music junkie's dream come true. Jirou snorts. Our kind of heaven, huh? Kaminari turns to look at her. Wanna try something fun? She raises her eyebrow. What are you proposing? He grins. We pick out a CD for each other. She watches him go, disappearing amongst the glittery cases and shelves. She thinks back to the smile, all the charms and sparkles. A little crooked and a trace of dimples on his left cheek. A twinkle in his eye. Far too genuine, that boy. She can't help but feel endeared in spite of everything. Picking out a random track to listen to, she closes her eyes and starts listening. I love you, but I don't know what to say. I'll stick around anyway. She jolts, plunging her jacks out with a start, glancing over the cover. The title sears itself into memory. Love-struck fools. She pinches the bridge of her nose between her fingers, and it all starts to make sense. This feeling, this off-key stutter of her heart's rhythm, whether she so much as thinks of Kaminari. Well, fuck, Jirou mutters, feeling like she's been struck by lightning. Of course, Kaminari chooses to pass by just then, throwing her a wink and some finger guns. She manages a fond, what the hell, eye roll before turning back and paying attention to her breathing. Her brother always told her that the day love songs start to make sense is the day you realize you have feelings for someone. Well, fuck. A lot of shit, if I do say so myself, because you can understand love songs without being in love with someone. At least I think so. It's cute though. Jirou stomps the fluttering down and keeps searching. She has time to think about that later. For now, it's just a mission of trying to find the most ridiculous music to give to Kaminari. The sillier the better. They tumble out of the shop in hysterics, all clutching their stomachs and wiping their eyes. Kaminari swings his bag of purchases, stomach aching from all the laughing, and Jirou shakes her head, still giggling from the weird song titles they've seen as she picks up her umbrella. My dad should be here soon, she says as they walk down the steps. They barely waited a minute when a car screeches to a hole in front of them, splashing rainwater and honking loudly. Jirou barely manages to avoid getting her Converses wet. She sighs. Come on, Sparky, get in. She takes the front seat, Kaminari awkwardly settling in the back seat. Her dad likes him a lot, and they get along swell, but driving in a car with your friend's father is always bound to be a little awkward. It's a quiet ride, the rain pedaling on the hood and trickling down the windows. Jirou looks back at Kaminari, who offers her a little grin. She quirks a smile of her own as he starts to make small talk with her dad, giving him directions towards his apartment complex. She gazes out the window, phone in hand, and decides if she's gonna overthink her crush, or whatever this is called, may as well do it now. Her throat is jammed with all the words left unsaid. I like you. Shit, was that just a date? Ugh. Oh my god, ew, feelings. This is disgusting. Just specific. Ugh. Oh, god. She looks back again, just a quick glance, and to her endless surprise, he's looking right back. Shit, she thinks. Then makes a hasty cover for staring. I heard the Ultra is going to have a concert around here soon. Kaminari lights up. Yeah, man, I'm already super excited for it. Damn, I've been saving up for a ticket, and oh, I live around here. Yeah. He hesitates and then pushes the door open as the car comes to a stop. Thank you very much for the ride, sir. Her father waves her off. Cool. It's cool, kid. You're welcome. Jirou leans over to wave. See you, Sparky. He playfully sticks his tongue out at the nickname, although Jirou knows for a fact that he doesn't mind it. Bye, earphone. Thanks again, sir. Jirou licks her lips, so many thoughts swarming in her head. The door slams shut and they keep driving, all the words unsaid stuck in her throat as a song. Like a song that she can't piece together. A song. Pieced together. She nods to herself an idea and then grabs her phone. What you doing, kiddo? Her dad asks as she continues to drive along the rain-slick streets. Her typing filled the silence as she hums along with the radio. You've been awfully quiet. Jirou grins. Nothing. Just keep driving, old man. And the last one. No, wait, is this the last one? Yeah, this is the last one where they actually go on a date. No. This is not the last one. It's really packed in here, huh? Kaminari whistles as the crowd, among many other fans, all chattered and in an endless swarm of bodies. She grimaces and inches closer to him. He leans into her ear a bit loud so she can hear. Alright? She pulls a face. I'm not a fan of being pressed up against strangers. His face lets her know that he probably didn't hear half the sentence, but his grin also tells her that he understood from the look on her face. Anyway, then a sudden hush as the lights come on, spiraling around the hall, and then the back to the stage in every color. Her heart pounds in her ears and she fumbles with her phone. Then comes the screaming. Kaminari starts yelling too, and so does she. In excitement, he grabs at the sleeve of her jacket and points towards the stage. He looks like a child, a very excited child. She's kind of a very excited child too, and her heart swells to a bursting as the members enter the stage. The drumsticks tap along with her heart. Hastily, she slides her phone open and presses open the video, just in time for the first song to play. Throughout the entire concert, they keep exchanging wide-eyed, excited glances. Kaminari bounces on his feet along with the rhythm, singing at the top of his lungs. That's going to wind up on a video later, but she doesn't care. She sings along too, every lyric, every flashing light searing itself into her memory. A stray light hits him for a moment, a single flash of gold, and he meddles into that brief moment of spotlight with her as his only crowd, all ease. I look fantastic, I bet, he says. He's all but yelling to be heard over the cheers, but for a second it's almost like it's quiet and they're the only two people in the room. He winks, peace sign and silly smile and all. And Jirou thinks about kissing him. Don't do it. It's gross. I'm just kidding. Your Kaminari is great at what he does. Just don't do it. Stay away from people. Social distance. Coronavirus. +1. This is where they actually go on a date. This is where we actually go on a date. They walk to the bus stop after the concert, side by side. Man, that was so great. We should go to another concert sometime, he says, stretching his arms over his head and resting them behind his neck. The bit with all the effects going off was so cool. Like bam and smash. We should, Jirou says. Go to another concert, I mean. A faint smile graces her lips. It was kind of fun. I guess you were okay too, she adds, teasing and nudging him with her elbow. Kaminari laughs and then the bus arrives and they board, arms bumping. The weight of her bag feels heavier than ever as they rush to snag seats, racing each other for the one by the window. And then it's still. Jirou swallows, hesitating, and then reaches for something in her bag. There's something I want to give you, she says, just as Kaminari holds out an iPod toward her. She pulls out a CD she put together just in time. They both stare at each other, and then the item's back in their hands, and they both burst into laughter, lost amongst the chatter in the bus, and loud in their own ears. I wanted to make something for you, Kaminari says, flushing down his neck. He looks shy almost, and fuck, that's cute. She looks down at the little device, at the lightning and the music stickers on the plastic. To Jirou, the title of the playlist reads. Her cheeks heat up. She bites her lip, heart beating loud in her ears. For Kaminari. Pikachu, Dinky, it reads. He laughs at that, almost disbelievingly so. This is actually kind of cute. I'm so down for this. Kaminari smiles, nervous but ever bright, then places the CD in her hands. I heard some music at the store the other day and it reminded me of you. I mean, everyone knows music can be romantic, right? Even more than sharing the last slice of pizza. He laughs nervously. So, consider it a confession or something. Or something, she echoes. He grins, sheepish. A confession, then. They sit there in silence for a while. Well, are you gonna give me your earphones or not? Kaminari just stares. But you can use your jacks, right? How are we gonna share if I do? Her eyes widen and his eyes widen and he pulls out his earphones with a shaky hand, unwinding the knots with those fumbling fingers. They do end up sharing, hands brushing, and Jirou sneaks a glance at him. his cheeks red, and then huffs and turns towards the window. You know, we've kind of been going on dates all this time without realizing it. Kaminari blinks and then groans. Damn, you're right, he says. All the missed time. Jirou snorts. What do you say about a proper one? I'll have to listen to your CD first. I love you, but I don't know how to say. I'll stick around anyway. She rolls her eyes she rolls her eyes, but she's smiling. She turns back to the window, watching the sights roll past. Then after, dares to cast another glance. And when the time comes, my heart will learn the way. And he's there, staring right back, to say I love you. The CD pokes out of his bag, and the plastic case glistening, covered in lightning bolt stickers and doodles of music notes. The iPod rests between them, playing out all the words they can't say, the line of the earphones connecting the two and pulling them close. That is so fucking cute. That was, it's the music for me. Anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed this Kaminari Jirou fanfiction. If you did, be sure to give it a big old thumbs up. If you're new, you can subscribe and click the bell. That way every single time Nikki posts a new video, you will be notified. She posts on Tuesdays and Fridays, and her and Vanessa post every other Sunday on Patreon, a podcast called Kavali times 2. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video. So thanks so much for watching. If you like videos like this, then be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment down below that you want to see more. We love Kamijirou. We always love Kamijirou, right? So anyways, thanks for watching. I love you so much. Remember to stay safe, do your homework, and drink water, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.